You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yay! What's going on, everyone? I hope you like our new intro music. It's cute,
yes.
Right? What's up, everybody? You are listening and watching our Now Apocalypse After show right here on AfterBuzz TV Network. Oh my gosh, it's the season finale. Are we excited? Are we
so excited.
Like sad, like
so much to talk about.
So much to talk about. So before we get into tonight's episode 10, season finale of season 1, Everything is Gone Forever is the title of the show. Let's introduce the cast here, or us, the host. I'm Howard III. Sitting next to me is Chae Jones. How are you, Chae?
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm doing good, Howard.
That's good. Nikki is on the end. Nikki Bailey.
Y'all.
How are you, Nikki?
I'm good, Howard. How are y'all?
I'm good. Oh, wow.
You're so fetch.
Let's get into it. Our overall thoughts on the season finale. It was a lot. How are we feeling?
I was not expecting that last part.
Yeah, the last part had me.
I can't. No, bro. I was like, I paused. What, sir?
Yeah.
And that's when you run. Like, I'm sorry. I legitimately be like, Jethro, I know you drunk, right? But this is the part where you're supposed to run away from whatever the thing in front of you is. That is the requirement you should be doing to yourself.
He's a mess.
Nigga.
So my girlfriend watched the episode before me, and she came into the room to watch me watching it. She said that my facial expression was a lot of this. So that's how I feel about about the season finale.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of things. I mean,
a lot.
At least some things got tied up in the end. Like when we were thinking, well, not everything. I still want to know about the whole Gabriel situation.
There's a lot of questions still left unsaid.
Still some questions. But let's start it off here with Ford and him in this. So in tune at his emotions, which in this episode I understood. I was very happy he was in tune because he goes over to Sev's house, because she's been ignoring his phone calls and all his messages. And he tells her again, how much he loves her, how he wants her to stay. And he pretty much asks her, are we breaking up? Is this it? And she says, yes, like we can't go on. Of course, sends him into this whole spiral downfall. He's crying, having a bad day. He's driving home. He sees his pictures are being all posted and covered over. Then he gets to the bar and sees that his parents are losing their money. And he won't have a place to pay for his rent. And it's a lot for Ford. I was happy that he was in tune with his emotions on this episode. Usually he's a bit of a crybaby for me. But in this one, I said, you're just having a day, Ford. Like, Barnabas didn't want his... put his whole little his script on hold. Like, it was a lot. What are our thoughts on Ford?
Oh, I just felt bad for him.
Right.
Just like you're getting kicked from like left and right. Like, first your girl breaks up with you, and then you ain't got no money. Well, your parents ain't got no money, so that means you ain't got no money. Barnabas is going to Bali for a spiritual release. Yeah, you're just. I just felt bad for him. I really did.
Yeah.
Only because he really doesn't deserve it. But also, I feel like now Ford maybe can figure out how to be an adult. Like now with your parents paying, like now you have to figure out how to you have to get a job now. You have to pay your own rent. Mm-hmm. Yuli, you have to keep a job so we can keep our apartment. Otherwise, we both homeless. So now there are decisions that need to be made. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they're going to be tough decisions, but they need to be made because that's what we do with as adults. We have to make decisions.
It's terrible.
It sucks.
The whole adulting
They
thing.
never tell you. Seriously, I really feel we were not prepared to adult. They didn't properly prepare us to be an adult.
Not at all.
No
Not
one
at
is
all.
Properly prepared to be an adult these days. So,
Just
yeah.
gotta wing it and hope for the better. The best.
It's not cute. Anyway, I every single week in my notes have written poor Ford. And this week I wrote poor Ford, F Severine, and I just wanted to hug him. Just
he needed
bless
a
his
hug.
heart.
He did.
He needed a hug and some chocolate. potentially some tequila. I don't know, but that's too much day for somebody to have to go through. That was a lot.
But then we had Cleopatra show up, and I'm sorry, but no matter how you feeling, you did not have to push that girl out your car. I'm sorry,
half naked.
That was just so wrong.
Had a boob all out.
Like, I mean, just push. Like, I can't with you. Like, Ford. Like, there's no, like, I understand you're having a day, right? But there's no need to now be disrespectful. There's just no need for that.
Yeah.
No. And if I was Cleopatra, I would have got back up and been like, But I'm still confused about that whole when he woke up part. I'm like, is you an alien? Is you not an alien? Did he really go home with you? Those are my questions.
I don't know.
I mean, it was a lot because Ford was drunk, which I was like, Ford, why didn't you take a Lyft or, something, an Uber? But he got super drunk.
And then he drove your car.
Yeah, drove your car home, went to sleep, and then now we have this random dream with Cleopatra.
Is it a dream?
Is it a dream? Because I thought the dream was Sev leaving, like in the air. I thought the airport.
Oh, in the airport, in the plane.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a cut to Sev, like her little section of her actually leaving, because she got caught with the like looking at pictures of her and Ford actually having feelings. In my opinion, like Sev was like really like, I'm going to miss him. I thought that was just a cut through.
I don't think she was thinking she'd miss him. I think she was feeling bad that she had dumped him and then killed a dude. I mean, she didn't actually kill him.
I was like, she didn't kill him.
But dude died in pursuit of some Sev loving. So
that's true. I don't know.
She just had a day of like destroying men, and so I think she felt bad about that. Yeah.
I really want to say I think I kind of agree with him on this one, where she might actually she does have feelings, but because she hasn't really experienced feelings in the way of love, she's not recognizing it.
You guys are more compassionate towards Sev than I am. I think she's trash. I'm done with her. I'm completely done with her and her whole inappropriate outfits to work situation.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, she's wearing all this lace and weirdness. And then she's on the airplane and her shirt is tied.
Because she changed, because her co-workers already seen her naked now.
Right.
So she can wear whatever she wants to.
So, I don't know. I'm a little through with Sev, and I'm happy that they're done. Because I'm like, if you were going to have me come back for a second season, I would need to know ahead of time that I'm not going to have to deal with the nonsense that is Ford and Sev anymore. I can't do it. I'm done. I'm washing my hands.
She's very New York today.
I mean, it's a lot with them. I don't know. Hopefully Ford would get it together. Hopefully we can understand this whole script he has and see what he may have in the works. He's just having a day.
He just needs a job. Personally, that's what he needs to do first. Get a job.
Get a job, Ford.
That pays you actual money.
Because you're gonna need it.
Okay.
I mean, he could do some magic Mike. He apparently it's real. So from Cleopatra, oh wow, this is real.
Right?
Ooh, okay. So hey, make some money off what you got. Women be lining up real quick. Become an escort. You make your money real fast that way.
He really could.
He probably could.
He really could. Be a masseuse, and then you just go home to home and get happy and all the wives.
Chae with a business plan. Yes, I'm here for it.
Have Chae be your manager.
I get 15%.
Ooh, 15.
Ooh, Lord,
Excuse
never
us.
mind.
I'll be doing all hard work.
Now find another manager for it.
Okay.
Well, one thing we don't want you to find is a whole other podcast because we love you here at AfterBuzz TV Network. So stick around with us. Nikki, tell them how much that we love them.
Oh my gosh, you guys, we love you so much.
So
Like
much.
we just want to say before we go on that, we just want to say thank you. We love you. We are so appreciative of the fact that you tune in and watch us on YouTube and listen to us on Spotify and on iTunes. And we just want to say thank you. And, if you want to continue to see us doing what we're doing here at AfterBuzz, because we love it so much, it would be really helpful to us if you subscribe to us on YouTube, gave us a 5-star rating on iTunes, and, leave a comment. We read them. We love to hear from you guys. So, because being a part of AfterBuzz is so important to all of us, and you are a part of AfterBuzz, and we want to keep the love going, the communication happening. We want this relationship to last forever.
Well, something that may not last forever is Carly and Jethro, which we saw. It didn't last forever. I mean, Carly, I love how they broke up this last season finale in different sections. They gave us everybody's life, from Yuli and Carly and Ford. And we saw with Carly's life, she's really trying to get her life together. She left Jethro, pretty much told him she couldn't do this anymore. She has her Starz meeting, which kind of goes to the left. And then she's still trying to confront or still be that good friend for Yuli because he's going through his heartbreak. But Carly, it was a lot going on with her. Like, how would you feel if you walk into this major meeting that the director of Starz didn't even know about the show, but since the assistants told him about it, she was there. But she gets there and she sees it's her client, the P guy.
Yeah.
Like,
I loved that.
How do you I really wanted to know. They should have showed like how that went down.
I really wanted to see how that went.
Because I did not understand why later she was all like, "Oh, I wish that had worked out." Because I'm sorry, if I knew that an executive at Starz was employing cam girls to pee, I would have a series.
Okay.
Because I would blackmail.
Oh Lord.
I would have a 4-picture deal.
Oh no.
A series. I would have all of the things because
I agree with her.
I would own him.
I'm sorry. She's totally freaking correct. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. If you're my client and now we're meeting in the real world, I am going to turn that around and you're going to give me what I deserve. I deserve my series. I deserve to be here. And I promise you, if you do not give it to me, you will regret it. I am not above blackmailing for my life.
Word.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would blackmail him, but I would definitely put down a stiff arm and be like, listen, sir, I recorded. I recorded our intimate things, but not really. But I recorded. I got video.
I have Venmo receipts that you sent me $200.
Yeah.
I have the receipts.
I got receipts of payment.
Give me one good season and we can call it even.
Okay.
And pay me.
Because the truth is, I'm not saying you have to keep me on a show for 5-6 seasons, but give me a pilot.
Give me
so I can prove myself, and then we can forget about the whole thing. I'm not even going to blackmail you no more.
That's true.
I would just demand my chance.
Yeah.
No matter what, our secret life after dark that happened, I would want my chance and I would demand it.
Yeah.
Demand your chance.
I agree. I really thought that this was going to be Carly's come up because, and that was actually my girlfriend was in the other room and she heard where I was in the story. So she came in just before Carly walks into the office just so she could see my face. And I was like, oh my God, it's P Guy. And but I don't understand how she didn't capitalize on that. And I feel like it. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't understand Carly now. I feel like this whole time she has been, about her business, and she's been she's been trying really hard. And so now I'm like, what is everybody going to do? I don't understand.
I was confused too by her reaction. I just felt like that's when you keep on driving. You don't just now recede into yourself.
But I guess they needed a way for her to feel obligated to break up with Jethro, right? So maybe because she had this terrible experience, maybe she was just like, you know what? I'm not going to add insult to injury and see Jethro tonight. Maybe they needed her to have this negative experience so that she would then be annoyed enough to then break up with Jethro.
The whole first scene with her and Jethro, he's just like, I forgive you. And I'm going to take all my, energy. And I talked to my mom about it. First of all, why are you forgiving me?
Okay.
I don't understand what you're forgiving me for because didn't you also cam me?
Come on.
So, sir, there is nothing to forgive. We can just I apologize for not telling you about what I was doing.
Exactly.
I wasn't harming anybody. I wasn't face to face in real life. It wasn't even in real life. This is Skyping. So you can't even, like she said, you can't get an STD, STI, or whatever over Skype.
Exactly.
So, sir, what are you complaining about? Shouldn't you? I really don't want to say shouldn't you be happy that guys find me attractive, but I'm making my own money. I'm not relying on you to pay my bills. I'm doing me.
Yeah. It was terrible.
It was
terrible. And I feel and the whole Jethro, clearly he has mommy issues that we hadn't even
touched on.
Oh my gosh. We need a backstory for that.
Okay.
And he said he'd tell his mother
everything.
So I'm sorry. So now, do you tell your mom that you were also in the sex dungeon? Because those are my questions now.
And then, like, the fact that he, like, even the way when he was on the phone with his mom, the way he was like, mommy, whatever, was so exactly the way he was doing mommy when he and Carly were doing their infant play.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, that's why he got off on it so much, because he's got obviously a too close relationship with his own mother, with his real mom. And then he gets to sort of play and play with it with Carly or whatever. So I don't, so Carly, you might have had dodged the bully on that one anyway.
Definitely.
Yeah.
She should have gone with Leaf. Or
Leif. You just
whatever.
refuse to remember his
She
name.
might. If there is a season 2, I can definitely see that happening. She's now unattached. She has his number. He knows where she lives. He dropped her off. So I mean, there is possibility there.
Can I ask? Do you? Well, we can do it in predictions, because I was going to ask about season 2. Let's wait.
Let's wait for predictions. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. But yeah, so hopefully Carly keeps finding her new independence, keeps moving on. It's just a lot with them two. Jethro
had a night though. We'll
he
have to
had
get
a
that.
whole drunk.
We have to get that
crazy
in
night.
though, because
Yes, we're gonna save that for Jethro's drunk night for a little bit later.
I actually thought it was gonna be for it though. I'm not. No, because like the homeless guy, and then he told his story, so I'm like, okay, that's gonna be for it. And I don't know why I was expecting to see that, but then with Jethro, I was like, okay, you completely threw me.
It's a whole thing. But before we get into let's lead up into that with Gabriel. And not Gabriel, but Yuli. And Isaac. I just love this whole love story. I don't know. I just finally feel connected to a whole, like the last 2 episodes, I was like really involved in Isaac and Yuli's love story. But Isaac here is just moving Yuli's phone after Yuli gets in the shower.
He didn't move it. He just
looked at it.
He looked at it. He glanced at it.
Glanced. Okay.
I'm not supposed to glance?
No. Because if a text message comes up on my phone while I'm in the shower, don't be glancing at my phone. Okay. But he glanced at it and saw it was from Gabriel. See that?
Because if you look, that's what you get.
Exactly.
I feel like if you had just minded your business, we wouldn't have no beef right now. So just mind your business, stay in your lane, don't look at my phone.
He was also so wrong in breaking up with Yuli, though. I really felt that entire conversation. I'm telling you what you and I feel is real. You wanted me to be honest about what happened prior. I told you, but now why are you breaking up with me because of it? I haven't talked to him since even before I met you.
Yeah, Isaac overreacted
He
entirely.
overreacted.
And he kind of justified it by saying, I told you that the last guy I was with wanted to be open, and now I feel like this is like too shady or weird for me. But it was too much. Like, you saw a text that had no sexual content, no romantic content, and then you dump him after you had just had this amazing night with him. Yeah, I thought that was, again though, I feel like the reason that they made that happen is because Yuli needed to get back on weed so that he could see the aliens again. Yeah, and Gabriel again. Like he hasn't been smoking.
Right, he's been clean.
He's been clean and hasn't had any weirdnesses happen, right? And then as soon as he gets back on his weed, as soon as I saw him riding his bike and I knew he was high, I was like, see, now we gonna mess around in somebody back alley again. I'm trying to told you, Yuli, stop going to them places. You don't need to be driving around in the dark like that. Hi. So, yeah. So for me, that was like, I was like, okay, well, I get why they did it. They needed it for that later portion. But they're so good together. They're
they're wonderful.
They're so in sync, and like you said, between us, like me and Gabriel is chaos, but me and you are real and smooth. If that, why would you just want to throw that away so instantly?
Exactly. And Yuli even said, I love you. Like, I actually love you.
Right.
I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, I
felt so bad when he went over to Carly. It was just like, oh, baby Yuli.
I know.
It's heartbroken.
It was so sad. Like, Ford, almost at the exact same time, technically Carly and Jethro weren't, but it's legit almost everybody was having the exact same conversation at the exact same time.
The breakup talk.
So, maybe they all need to be broken up with who they're with for whatever apocalypse.
For the apocalypse to happen?
Yes.
I guess so. But how can we explain with Yuli losing his job? Did that have to happen too for the apocalypse to happen? Because Yuli was 30 minutes late and got fired.
He was apparently 30 minutes late again.
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 But I'm like, why did you text me? That was you call me when I'm like, if I'm 5 minutes late, just call and say, are you coming?
I feel like they've had plenty of opportunity to fire him before this.
Yeah.
Like, so the timing was just, I mean, it was TV timing, right?
Okay.
For television, he needed to have his day go that much worse by losing his job.
Just so he could be high, riding his bicycle to meet the homeless man that we saw in the first episode. Mm-hmm. And get some answers to some questions, but still leave me with questions.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy because here he is, Yuli, high again on his bike. Meets, like Chae said, meets up with the homeless man. Pretty much goes up to the homeless man, knocks on his tent, says, "Hey, what's going on? I just have some questions." Homeless man, which I loved his backstory about how he was coming to LA, did a few commercials. You know, he really had a life, but then things just started happening. Then he talks about the aliens and how they just came down to pretty much sleep with him, then kept sleeping with him. And then he had a baby?
Yeah, the babies came out.
Then
came out?
6 months later,
6 months
the
later.
babies came out.
Which I'm like...
Which is actually makes sense alien time-wise, pregnancy-wise.
And we saw
Right.
that with the
Different
homeless lady.
Because the alien gestational period is 6
Yes.
months, obviously.
And we saw that with the homeless lady when she
Right,
gave
where she was
baby.
like giving birth to whatever that slop was. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, okay. And then here goes the homeless man. He was like, okay, now you just need to kill me, which I was like, oh, you know, we're taking it to the side, taking a turn. But it's like, kill me, kill me. And then next thing you know, he ends up dying from the power line, which I was like, what are the odds of that? And why didn't Yuli want to get help or call 911 or something?
I said the same thing. Why didn't he call 911?
Like, he just going to let this man die and then just run away? Like...
I mean, there would have been a lot of weird explanations necessary to
and he's
for
high
him
too,
to
so
be
like
there,
if you call
right.
the cops,
That's
like
true.
you're already high. So
And riding a bike high in LA is driving drunk. Is considered using a vehicle under the influence. So, yeah, I get why he didn't, but he should have.
He should, at least when he got home, he
But
could have
I
said...
think, I think that the
went to
aliens,
payphones, that
right?
could be
Somehow,
traced.
like there are no payphones anymore.
there is a payphone where, at least where I live, there's a payphone where you can just like put quarter in, dial 911. I need to report something that happened on this corner.
Wait, do you for
Exactly.
real need a quarter to dial 911?
I don't know actually. I don't know how payphones work.
That'd be messed up.
You need a quarter to
know.
call. Like I think you need a quarter and 50 cents to call somebody. But actually, that's a good question.
a good
to call
question, yeah.
911 on a payphone. I wonder how that works.
I think that the reason that the guy got electrocuted, I think that the aliens were watching him and they were the ones who made the electrocution, the power line fall.
Ooh, okay, Nikki.
That's my take on that. And my fear for Yuli was that if he kills, if the homeless guy dies, who are they going to use?
Yes, that was
to make babies with.
That was
now?
my concern
And I was
as well.
afraid that Yuli was going to end up getting.
I thought it was going
The
to be
babies.
forward, actually. Just because of watching how his day went, I really thought it was kind of going to be like the symmetry from what the homeless man experienced as well. Mm-hmm. And because technically he's not evicted yet, but it could happen.
True.
He lost his girlfriend. He's drunk. So
And it could still be though that
with that
woman who with
Cleopatra
Cleopatra showing
yes.
up in his room.
the
looking all
background.
creepy and smiling like you. It.
Creepy.
I'm sorry.
Naked. I said, oh, did he sleep with her? Did we not know?
I know he just yelled and I was so confused.
Right? Like it might be maybe they slept together, and then maybe he actually dreamed the kicking her out of the car, and they slept together, and she got out of maybe while he was asleep dreaming and talking about Sev, maybe she got out of the bed because she was mad.
But she was smiling all creepy.
That's
That's
true.
not
I don't know.
creepy.
So I was trying to help you, Cleopatra. That just wasn't.
Let her
That
go.
wasn't. I was trying to not let you have to be an alien, but whatever.
She
Maybe
ain't
you
lying.
I legit think she's an alien.
She crazy. I was looking in her eyes like I'm waiting. The same way they did with Barnabas or whatever. I said, oh, I'm waiting for that for Cleopatra. I sure was. But yeah, so Yuli was still on this quest. He deleted that text message from Gabriel. So I don't know how Gabriel's going to come back into play. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more if the season
Well, he
does
came
come
back
back.
into play.
With the text message?
No,
at
the very end he shows up.
after Yuli comes back from seeing the dead guy, checks his pulse
Oh, when he's just standing
with
in the...
his trumpet.
Right.
With his
Yeah,
trumpet.
he says Yuli turned around and Gabriel's standing there with his trumpet.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I just don't remember that part. Cause I'm just,
It did go.
why?
It was a really quick moment.
It was really- it was really-
possible that you could have turned away.
Because right after that is the whole Jethro thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
I
why.
probably stopped it. But you know, this is a mess. So let's go on with Jethro and his whole, this whole thing, which we finally get to see, which is more aliens. Jethro leaving Carly's house after getting dumped and calling his mother and letting his mother know that she was in the wrong for the advice that he that he got from her, that she was wrong about it. So as he drops his keys, picks up his keys, looks up, it's the alien, the reptile alien, coming down to get some. So the alien pretty much forces his way to sleep with Jethro.
But wait a minute.
Too.
That's
what killed me.
Wait a minute. Let's not glide over this moment.
We gonna have to glide it on over.
We're gonna have to just let's look at. Did you see the way that the alien's member shot out of the alien's body?
Yes.
The penis.
Unfortunately.
That was crazy stupid, and it was ginormous.
And funny looking.
Like.
And with like little
It was
rings.
ribs. Yeah, it was little
Yes.
ribs for your enjoyment, maybe.
I was just. I was so
Nikki,
so
you by
confused.
yourself,
I was like,
girl.
is this like a Saturn penis? I just thought it was like a Saturn penis.
Well, it looked like a very adventurous sex toy. It looked like a sex
Like
toy.
a futuristic
right.
type toy that they just wanted to try out for a while to see if it was going to sell.
And it was pink.
Lord.
I don't understand why.
It was pink. I thought it was
alien.
great.
I didn't know why it was
It
pink.
was great.
It was pink.
It looked pink.
It was
And why
pink.
did the
Great,
alien
okay.
have a pink penis? I don't understand.
I didn't understand that either.
And Jethro, this is my question for Jethro. Why didn't you run? Why did you just stand there?
He was drunk.
Jethro.
drunk and run. Like, I don't know. Like,
No, Jethro, the way he fought back was to go like this.
I know. It was like a toddler trying to fight. Don't touch me. And then like just to get penetrated raw. Like, damn, you couldn't even lube him up.
No,
You just
man.
went
That
straight
was
for the
rough.
hole.
That was
Like,
rough.
I felt so terrible. And I'm like, is nobody else hearing this? Wasn't somebody outside when he was walking?
Right, the alien
Exactly.
didn't take him into an alley. Just did it right there,
Against
raw
the
dog
car.
in front of. Oh my god, it was crazy.
No, seriously,
for
there was actually
everyone.
somebody outside of like a little cul-de-sac thing of where Jethro was walking. So my question is, did you just like pop up and nobody else saw you? Like, okay, so like, do you have to be high to see you? And if
Unless
so,
that person was the alien.
okay, but this is my thing. So let's say Jethro is just like getting dogged against the car, but nobody else can see the alien. But Jethro,
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe the alien.
because
is
he's
invisible.
drunk, like you know,
Right, like you need a chemical to be able to see them because
Yes.
obviously Yuli really was only seeing things when he was on weed. So maybe
True.
you're right. Maybe nobody could see it, but Jethro.
But I still be like, dude, put your pants back on. Get inside your car. I don't know. I would just be yelling the most ridiculous thing. Or I'd be like, world star. And then just like,
You did not say world star.
I don't know what I would
Best.
do. I would have been like, sir, can I call somebody for you? Should I call a psych ward? I don't know. Should I call your mom?
Just a mess.
I was
Like,
really
get Carly.
excited that we finally got some face-to-face alien time,
Yes.
but I was disappointed in the appearance of the alien.
Right. You could definitely tell it was a costume.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I was like, oh, that's a man in a suit.
Now, I saw an article, Greg Araki said that they didn't have the budget to have, like...
CGI.
No, they didn't have the budget to have, like nowadays they have comfort counselors on set when you have to do a sex scene. They have people there who are able to sort of help you make sure that you feel safe and that whatever. So Greg Araki said they didn't have the budget for that. So I'm guessing they also didn't have the budget for a nice alien.
Yeah.
Because that alien was pretty whack. Like there was Land of the Lost from the 80s. These two don't get it, but that's a very old
Oh,
reference.
like from the Black Lagoon?
No, it was Land of the Lost.
I'm thinking the creature of the Black Lagoon, but
It was kind of
That's
Creature
what it
of
reminded
the
me
Black
of.
Lagoon. Yeah, it was kind of that too. Yeah, I don't know.
It was crazy. I don't know.
uh,
It's a lot to go on, but we'll save that for later on, or what we think might happen in our predictions later on. But before we get into that, let's get into our sex fun fact with Chae Jones.
okay. Okay, so there's going to be 5 random sex facts that I found and we're going to talk about. And because I really do want to know you guys' thoughts on it. Steph, if you just have a thought, just chime in because you're funny. Okay, so apparently the average sex sessions goes for 100 to 500 thrusts.
Wow.
Did not know that. Semen is diet friendly. 15 to 20 calories.
Per serving? How much is a serving?
Tablespoon. 15 to
bad.
20.
Okay.
I'd rather have a Snickers.
The female orgasm lasts 3 times longer than the male orgasm. 20% women will only orgasm from vaginal penetration. So, get creative. If your penetration that way, try also using the clit. It's very helpful. It helps.
It's awesome.
It really is. I'm not gonna lie. And the fifth one is coconut oil can also be used as a lube.
But
Wow.
not when you're using a latex condom, because oil breaks down
That is true.
the latex. So do not use oil-based lubes when you're using a latex condom. But you
If
can
you do not want to get pregnant, basically.
right if you don't want to get pregnant or diseased. But you can use coconut oil as a lube. Nice.
Nice.
Those are my fun facts.
Well, thank you for those fun facts.
Yeah.
I hope everybody listening is of age. You know, this is our AfterBuzz After Dark.
Cross.
Hopefully you guys aren't taking into consideration with these sex fun facts, trying to start stuff, try new things.
I mean,
don't know.
most people have their first time between 16 and 17, so.
Oh. Well. All right. Well, let's get into some predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, so. Oh, yes, Nikki, you started off because you was trying to predict early.
So I was really wondering if there would be a second season.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked up the ratings. They have been doing a 0.02 in the ratings, which is really low. So the good thing about, Starz released the first couple of episodes, and then they released all 10 so that you could stream them. So they didn't, and Starz doesn't, when you're streaming, they don't rely on ratings. But it was telling, right, that they didn't have very high ratings. So I don't think they're going to get a second season. If they did get a second season, I would enjoy knowing what the deal is with the damn aliens. Like, seriously, Gregoraki, even if you just email me, I hope you get picked up again. Nothing but love for you, bruh. If you get picked up again, I'm going to need you to get right to the alien business. First episode, cold open, aliens, right from the beginning, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I need to understand the connection between Sev and the aliens and why the aliens are interested in Ford. I have questions, Greg Araki. And I'm trying to get tickets to this event that you're going to be at because I have questions, man.
She has questions.
I have questions. But that's my prediction. I don't think it's going to get picked up, but I would love to have some answers.
Right.
If there is a season 2, I want to know is what the fuck is Jethro going to do? Now that he's experienced and have this life altering thing, I kind of feel like that's going to just have to bring him back into Carly's life, because I'm assuming she told him about Yuli's crazy dreams, so he was going to want answer. He's going to want to know, if I dreamt it, is it real? Does he always have to be drunk for them to show up? And I really want more answers about these aliens. And now that Gabriel showed up, I want to kind of see him and Yuli's relationship. Is he going to stick around? Those are questions I want.
Do you think Gabriel's really the angel Gabriel?
He has a freaking trumpet.
And he had a trumpet.
I was
Maybe.
like, he might be. He has a trumpet. He plays a trumpet in a band.
And, the angel Gabriel is supposed to blow the trumpet to hail the apocalypse. So, I think, if my seminary education is helpful, but...
The archangel Gabriel blows the trumpet to basically pronounce that the apocalypse is starting.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's what I thought.
So,
yeah.
All right. Well, I predict Jethro, if we do see a second season, Jethro is going to pretty much tell Carly, hey, this is what happened. Carly is going to tell Yuli, and I think Jethro and Yuli will probably end up working together or try to figure this whole thing out. I also think Isaac is going to give Yuli one more chance. They're going to come back together.
First of all, if anybody should get a second chance, it's Isaac, because he still was wrong.
He was wrong, but they're going to come back to... Isaac's going to realize that and go back to Yuli and say, listen, bro, I was sorry. I jumped the gun. Okay,
I want you to say that. Say that he should apologize first, and then I'm happy.
Isaac should apologize first. And then Yuli is going to say, I don't know, but then they're still going to end up back together.
I like that.
I like that
scenario. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Gabriel's going to try
sorry
to
interrupt
weasel his
you,
way
but for real,
in.
no, I'm sorry. I couldn't stand for that, because Isaac was so wrong. And Yuli just needs to take that into himself and see if he wants to forgive him.
He's going to.
He
though.
will. Yeah.
He probably will.
They had that true love.
True love.
You know?
But then there's still Gabriel, so that's
Yeah, Gabriel, I think, is going to throw a wrench in the whole situation, as will the apocalypse that Gabriel is coming to pronounce. So I think it'll be difficult for all of their relationships if the apocalypse happens.
But what if to save the apocalypse, Gabriel has to pronounce it, but then Yuli and Isaac's, hopefully, if they get back together, love saves it all.
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
So many things
like
to
that.
think of. Let us know in those comments down below. What do you guys think? If there is a second season, what do you guys see coming? Gabriel and Isaac back together? Or sorry, Isaac and Yuli back together. A whole new show, baby. Of course, more aliens, which is what we need, Greg. More aliens. But let us know.
Better looking phallics.
You think a better looking phallus than the alien's phallus should be improved?
It was freaking like, I thought legit it was like Saturn popped up out of them, okay? I was so confused.
Because of the rings?
It was, the rings confused the hell out of me. I was just like, why are there so many around it?
You've never seen they actually make vibrators with those kinds of rings on, like they make dildos with the rings on it.
Really?
Yeah. And you can get, what are the condoms that are ribbed for your pleasure? You can get condoms ribbed, and they have very similar looking rings on them, so that, and it creates I'm saying too much.
You know what?
Creates a nice friction.
Lot of sex talk. So
It's a sex show.
thank y'all for tuning in for AfterBuzz After Dark and our sex talk. Make sure if you're listening to us on iTunes, you give us those 5 stars. If you're listening to us on Spotify, hello, leave some comments there. And of course, like this video on YouTube. I'm one of your hosts here, Howard III. You can find me on all social medias at Howard III, and of course on my website, howard3rd.com. Also find me on the Keeping Up with the Kardashian after show a little bit after this at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Chae, where can we find you?
You guys can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter, Instagram, and Thursdays doing The Perfectionist. We have so many guests this last 2 episodes, and it's getting real. Stay tuned to that.
And you can find me at Nikki Bailey _ and at NikkiBaileyComedy.com. I also do the after show for Happy on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. So come join us.
Woo! Alrighty, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us all season. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.